to do detailed presentations of this harbour that we are in. Oh, the harbour master? Oh, okay. Morning. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, okay. Oh, community member, stakeholder. Okay, let's deal with the introductions. I thought it's only the team that we have been with since Saldanha that is here. The members of the portfolio committee that are with me today. On my far left, it's Honorable Shelley Mukoto. Next to her, it's Honorable Tim Mashele. As you can see, they are both wearing red. So please be aware of them. Next to me, on my left, it's Honorable Sharon van Schalkwyk. Next to me on my right, it's Honorable Lindy Mjobo. Next to her, it's Honorable Mehdi Hicklin.
Morning, everybody.
Our support team, we have Ms. Martinez, the Community Secretary, Mr. Shuaib, our content advisor, Ms. Inez, our researcher, and Ms. Tabiso, our assistant. We have also a team from communications, Fundi, Faith Ndenze, Temba, Snare, and Caesar. Yeah. So that is the team that we are with from Parliament. And we also have our security, the ones that are making sure that we are safe. We arrive in time, though the weather decided otherwise today. Over to you, Mr. Oh, my name is Nolita Ntobongwana, the Chairperson of Public Works and Infrastructure. Over to you, Mr. Kubek.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and greetings to the Chair and Honorable Committee members. The name is Nkosana Kubeka, Acting DDG Program Management Office in the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. Next to me is Chief Director Muladelo Mwasa in the PMO. Across the table is DDG Yereti Makubele for the real estate investment leases. Dimakaso Mokachane, Chokwe, Mukachane. She's also a director for real estate at head office. Mr. Klebela Tumsane, the head of leases in the Cape Town region. I will skip the colleagues from the FFE, Batabile from support team of the Office of the Intergovernmental, the Cape Town Regional Manager, Ms. Penga, Susie Valentine from the Cape Town Regional Office on the user assets, Soli Chwane, Director Real Estate State-Owned Facilities from National Office, Ms. Patu Mabuda from the Director in the Intergovernmental Unit Head Office. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, DDGs, let me safely say all protocols observed. My name is Maman Simon. I'm working for Department of Environmental, Forestry and Fisheries. I would like to apologize for my DDG and the acting director. They could not make it today due to some other commitments. Today I'm here with Shafiq Abrams, who is the Harbour Master of Kalk Bay. Thank you so
Thank you so much. Today we're going to get the presentation, though we don't have, okay, but we have the document with us. So won't be able to see it on the screen. Over to you, Mr. Kubek.
Thank you, Chair. In the package that was sent, we will refer to Annexure E, which is a detailed report on Kalk Bay. Honorable Chair, fortunately in this harbour we did not have sunken vessels, so the vessels, at least here, we don't have the problem of sunken vessel. But the program,
we're looking for this Annexure E.
Sorry, I don't have it on.
So on the reports that were sent to us, Annexure E
I don't have it.
is missing.
I also don't have it.
Yeah.
I just sent 2 emails this morning. Perhaps they're not gone through. I'm just going to check. Yeah, they're still on the outbox.
Oh, you sent them this morning.
Yes.
You can also put them on the WhatsApp.
Okay. Is it Annexure E?
yeah, Annexure E.
There you go. Send it by WhatsApp now.
May I proceed, Chair? Did I get it?
Yeah, may.
Thank you, Chair. So Chair, in the refurbishment program that we did here in this harbour, I see the heavens have stopped a bit now. I'm not sure, Chair, if we can maybe do a quick walk whilst the heavens have stopped, and then we can come back and then we can take members through. Because, with your permission.
As long as you not meet the boys with swimming costumes.
So there are no boys in swimming costumes here.
No, not in this harbour.
Okay.
And I can see that I am.
Oh no, we can continue. I can see that I'm defeated here. Everyone says want to go. Now we can go.
Are we going to go?
Yes. But what about if the heavens decide to?
It's very clever
That's
rain.
why
It's
I
a
didn't
very
want to
clever
go.
rain. Once you're the furthest out, it's going to rain.
No.
Well, that's why I didn't want to
No,
go.
we'll
But
run
it-
back. We'll run back.
but if the members they want to go,
It's raining. My main suggestion that we
We just
do
proceed.
the
Raining again.
raining again. I don't feel like I don't feel like
But yesterday we were running, so if something happens,
and then when I get stuck,
It's fine, Chair. We can proceed. At these members now, they are familiar with what is the slipway.
yes,
So,
jetty.
yes.
See, Bambi.
Okay. So, Chair, and I'm sure the Harbour Master will indicate to us, this is also a very busy harbour. There's a very peculiar traffic congestion. I'm sure, Chair, as you were driving in, you could see because of the rail. So during the busy time, to have access into the harbour is very difficult because sometimes the booms closes because of the train that must pass through. But we have a partnership with municipality. Just behind this building here, municipality own that area, so they've done the parking space about 2 years ago. Shafiq? Yes. So they've done the parking area. So for our project, we've got 2 slipway in this harbour, but they're not very big vessels that come here. We've got a 30 tonnage slipway as well as a 90 tonnage slipway. We've done the repairs, and the harbour master will tell us there's a peculiar situation here when there's a licensing period. Most of the harbours, of the vessel they come into, and there's a lot of traffic jam in the slipway itself. So we've done that. We've also done a shore crane in all these harbours, but here is peculiar because it's just there to be, and it's a 50-ton shore crane where it's used to also pull some of the vessel. We have done a security upgrade. We have done in the security upgrade chair. There's a CCTV throughout the harbour. We've also got a room like the one in Saldanha where there's a screen, but it was just a phase 1 of that program because there was not sufficient money. It was used to be a garage, so we need then to put a brick wall to close the door. So in the next subsequent refurbishment project, we will do that, and other compliance issues with regard to that security room. We have done the boom gates as well as some electrical, all cameras, like I said. If you then look at page 4 on the presentation, that's the biggest slipway that we have done, which is a 90-ton. And then on slide 5 is a 30-ton slipway. Here's a shore crane that I'm talking about. We've put similar shore cranes in all the harbours, just to make sure if you also look for spares and parts, you don't have to have different specifications. So in all the harbours is the same shore crane that we've put across all of them. And then on slide 7, we are showing some of the, if you look on the picture on the right, there's some electrical kiosk there that we have put in the pole in terms of the lighting. And then the picture on the left is the boom in terms of both the civil and the electrical work that we have done. So this is the work that we've done. I must add, Chair, that already the client have registered additional needs on the jetty. There's a lot of work that need to be done on the jetty in terms of the cement work and the repair. So that will form part of the next project. Also, in terms of the leases, in the other report that is a PowerPoint, there's 4 leases in this harbour. There's 2 that are active, and there's 2 that are on month to month. The restaurant where we are is one of those active leases, and through the relationship between the harbour master and we're able to be offered a space here to sit in the restaurant. they said we can just support them maybe with coffee. We can buy, but they've offered us free water. And then, Chair, there's another small temporary structure, which is a Kalk restaurant. It's a small lease that is managed by DFFE on our behalf, because it was just something that came as the community wanted to put a small restaurant because of there's a fish market also here. Members might be encouraged to buy fresh fish. And then as part of the additional work that we're going to be doing, the fish flag area is going to be done. It's just next to the fish market. So those are areas that form part of the scope. But in terms of the leases, we don't have major challenges in this particular. And the team in Cape Town is busy with the negotiations for the month-to-month leases. I will leave it at that, Chair, and maybe check if the FFE and the Harbour Master could then add anything from their side before we can then meet the members. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. From the FFE, we are responsible for day-to-day activities, and we're also responsible for the seaside of the harbour. We manage the boats that comes in and allocate mooring spaces to them. But I'm not going to go into details into the operations of the harbour because the harbour master will take care of that. All right, one thing that I want to clarify here, we have an issue of lack of manpower. We've indicated on other harbours. We only have 2 dock masters, but on an ideal situation, we're supposed to have 2 dock masters and 3 dockers. Currently, we're having 13 EPWP members. Out of that 13, 8 is women and 5 is males. Unfortunately, in this harbour, we don't have any disabled person because on the application there were none, but on other harbours we do. We also have 5 veterans that are assisting with the day-to-day maintenance of the harbour. The other issue that is a problem here is the security, just like any other harbour that we've mentioned. I'm glad to say that yesterday I've signed a form where I'll be part of the beach committee, where we will be focusing on the security of the harbour. On that committee, we will engage with Public Works. We want to form them to form part of that as well, so that we don't miss each other on the road. I think that's about it from my side. Shafiq, do you want to add anything operational?
Thank you, honourable members. Just to add on, we have 30 cubicles facilitated with cushioning, 3 containers using spaces here, 32 commercial vessels that moored inside the harbour. In the West Coast Rock season, which is now currently April to September, we host another 15 vessels from other harbours, Saldanha, Hout Bay, to catch the fish this time, because this is the grounds of West Coast Rock lobster. This is the area. So this harbour will be soon full in terms of other vessels coming to catch the fish here. We have 12 hawkers. 12 hawkers that trade in this particular area.
Sorry, 12
Hawkers. We call them hawkers, right? They trade with fish, they trade with, they've got the kiosks, they trade with African traders. So you will see them daily here, right? It's depending on also the weather conditions. Right? We have 4 fish cleaners in particular. Then, like I said, 4 restaurants in this particular area. Mostly this restaurant is owned by Public Works. It's rented out by the service provider. So this is basically the status in terms of utilities, in terms of our harbour. Like she said, our responsibility comes to the day-to-day management of this harbour, operationally. Right? Visiting fleet, any structures not fixed structures, but any sitting structure of movable structures, right? Then we can we operationally deal with that. Any film suits that we have here. Recently, we have basically 2 years ago we had a film shoot with the actor Van Diesel. We booked out this album, and we now had another movie shoot last year, about 1923, about 6 months ago. That was basically Harrison Ford, his movie. So basically, if you look at, and the president said that the Kalk is 2 times already, but out we know it. Out we know it. The focus is there. He said in Kalk, and he eats his fish and chips with his family. So this harbour basically attracts tourists, and attract very international tourists, right? And very professional people. And next week I have another film shoot. So even though the harbour is regulated in virtue of the Act, Harbour Marine Naval Resources Act, it also gives a space for this private tourists and film shoots and photo shoots, right? So that's how Harbour can add value. It's correctly managed, but if you can just add on resources to facilitate other means for the harbour to be enhanced. And like I said, one of the challenges I have is my public toilets, which we can maybe address in the next phase if the president arrives, if we could do a public toilet, you will see that it's clean, no problem, we have clean SRG. But what happens if we see the condition? You understand? So if we look at refurbishment maybe in the next phase on the public toilets, like DJ said, the fish shed, alright? Some office areas that need to be refurbished. The outskirts, if you look out, the paint, the rust on the buildings, we can also look at that particular, because if you look into the harbour, you have to see, no, this is an international standard. That is what we want. We want the international standard. We want the best for going fishing harbour that enhance sustainability, economic growth, and saving the tourism. That is what we want in this harbour. That is what we want to achieve. But we cannot achieve if we don't have the resources behind us. We cannot achieve it. We want to, because like I said, international people's coming here. There's a member of the public. You can tell them there's international people coming here. But we need also that, like I said, people to assist us to improve and enhance the harbour, so that we can be the best countries harbour in the world. That is how we must have to think. And then, like I said, waste management, sewage pump station. Sewage pump station is a general problem. 5 years ago, the committee was here. That is a general problem. The harbour was not built, basically, this is a fishing village. This was not built basically for the restaurants. It was built basically for the fishermen. So the aerial function came, right? And when this harbour becomes busy within the period of weekends or public holidays or holidays, automatically have an impact and implication on the sewage system. It automatically has. And this harbour, if you look at this ground level, you have to pump up to the main road. Then we have a bounce in the middle and sewage flow over. So that must be also observed and monitored at all times. All right? So the excess vehicle accessing in terms of that is also a problem that we have in terms of making public that there's a lot of vehicles coming in this particular area. Then our basically also, Chair mentioned our breakwater here, dangerous point, dangerous area. It damages our access control vehicle entrance point. You can have a look at it, but that is what we're dealing with. And if you just have to look at in the next phase in terms of how we can just make that particular area safe for the public to walk on in the tourists. And then basically from my side in terms of
thank you so much, Mr. Harbour Master. Any additions from the committee member?
If you mind, Chair, yes, please.
Okay.
It's very important. Thank you for the opportunity and for allowing me to be part of the meeting. So I'm Faiz, 5th generation fisher of Kalk Bay, also representative of United Small Scale Fishing Association, which represents the small scale communities in the Western Cape. And public works is a fundamental part of rolling out the success of small-scale sector. Small-scale sector is one of our most revolutionary sectors that's going to be implemented now, and it allows communities for the first time to own resources in the sea, multiple resources, abalone, lobster, kelp, you name it. Communities are going to be allocated these resources in the next 5 to 6 months. With those resources, Chair, comes the need for infrastructure, and that's processing. Because currently all of the infrastructure and processing has been done by big companies. As the Harbour Master rightfully said, Kalk Bay is one of the hubs in terms of lobster landings. Kalk Bay lands most of the West Coast rock lobster because our area here has the most abundance of lobster. And not 1 kilogram of lobster is processed here. Everything is shipped all around the coast at great cost, and it's damaging the quality of the lobster. So for the longest times, if we could have our facility here, which is owned by small-scale communities, to process lobster here and generate hundreds of millions in terms of revenue and long-term jobs, that's going to be transformational and a key pillar in the success of small-scale. So that's just one, it's live, and it's just pumping CO2 into tanks, very, very simple. And then Minister Creasy also said that fundamentally when it comes to lionfish, this harbour is unique. I know a lot of people say that, but it is. This is the only harbour, you must have some sort of context for maybe the new people here. This is the only community that resisted the Group Areas Act in this area. No other community managed to do that. They designated Muizenberg to Kalk Bay a white area, and they moved all of our people out. This is the only community that couldn't move. Why? Because we had about 100 vessels here. They couldn't move the vessels. They tried to move it to Makassar, but they just couldn't get a breakwater built there. This is the only black community that stayed. And it is the only beach, Fisheries Beach here, where our people could swim during apartheid. This place is very important, and that's why in the summer days you'll see the beach packed with our people. Why? Because it's generationally they've come here, so they continue to come here. And that's Kalk Bay must always be a place of inclusive welcoming of everyone, and not just for the petty bourgeoisie, which they try to claim all the time. So small-scale trade is fundamental in allowing us to take our place in the harbour, and I hope that as part of the next phases, Public Works will integrate this into the next stage, because this is not like Gordon's Bay with yachts. These are actual fishers still engaged in the primary activity of traditional fishing. This is the only solely traditional fishing harbour that there is in terms of the Cape Metro. Others is all half leisure. So we need to protect the infrastructure, which is the industry. And small-scale chair, I think we need to formulate a plan on how do we incorporate, especially into the fish flecking plant and the fish selling, that we upgrade that to HACCP international standards, because a lot of the tourists that come to buy here, they worry about the quality of the area, and it's not up to code. So if we can incorporate that and allow small scale to manage that process and have it up to standard, I think that's going to go a long way, and to allow infrastructure for freezing and possibly engage with public municipality for this land, because this land is crucial, not only our heritage, because our cottages used to be on this land. That's why there's no work happening here. The city will never touch this land. They did the parking lot without our permission. They tried to give it to the homeowners association to manage in terms of generating money, in terms of paid parking, but they won't touch it because this is historical to us. Our cottages were demolished here when they tried to relocate us. So if we can negotiate with city to get access to this land for our fish processing and all of that stuff for small scale, I think that's going to revolutionize this entire area, Chair, and it's fundamental going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that information, which is crucial to our visit. Honorable members, these are the presentations about Kalk Bay. Honorable Hicklin, Honorable Mkoto, Honorable Mushane, Honorable Pascal Vish, Honorable Jabo.
Thank you so much, Chair. My first question is to Mr. Kubeka. You spoke about the garage that you're using as your security room. I'm assuming that the problems that we saw at the other harbours with load shedding have the same effect here where the cameras go off?
We've got a generator. It's what is the capacity of the generator? We do have a generator on site.
So load shedding doesn't have the same effect where you have to manually switch the cameras back on?
Sorry, Chair. Sorry for the response. I just wanted to check with the, but maybe Honourable can complete the question.
Okay. What in the for me, I'm sure it was at was it at Yzerfontein, or where was it that we went? No, it wasn't Yzerfontein. It was at Saldanha, that you had to go and manually switch on the cameras because you couldn't. The load shedding knocked it out. Is that the same problem that you have here? And how secure is that garage if you're saying that in the next phase you need a brick wall? If it's just behind a garage door, I mean, with my